Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is VassaOlga. In today's video, we're going to be doing full makeup look, and this is going to be a tutorial. We're going to be doing this really pretty eye makeup that I love, but if you want me to do a matte version of smoky, more like brownie makeup look, makeup tutorial, I'm going to do this in my future videos. Just let me know in the comments. I love you all so much, and let's jump right into the look. Today, I want to add a little bit more warmth to the look because it's fall time. I think of lips, I think of red and burgundy, probably orange shades as well. We're going to get started with my contour palette that I do every single time, and underneath I used a little bit different product from e.l.f. Contour Stick. It's more like a concealer or bronzer to say, but we're going to contour my cheekbones because this is my favorite way to do makeup, adding a little bit of warmth underneath and then doing structure with a contour gray shade. I'm going to do a little bit of nose contour on top of my nose bridge. I have my really old BH eyeshadow palette, and this shade is probably least used from my collection. Not collection, but palette. Because I use these two in particular, but this color screams warmth and fall time. We're gonna pat a few times. Remember that the BH eyeshadow palettes most of the time are super pigmented, so we don't really have to add a lot of color. And at first I am going like that and stamping this shade. Then we're kind of bringing the color a little bit to the temples. I'm gonna real quick do my left side, and let's use tiniest bit of color over the tip of the nose. I want to do a little bit of highlighter, but not a regular placement, but this really soft highlighter that is almost invisible. I'm gonna get it over the entire complexion. This way I want to make sure that I have this very soft glow over the entire face. Now it's going to be one of my favorite parts of the video and my entire routine. We're going to set my face with Essence Keep It Perfect Fix and Spray. Dab with Beauty Blender to make sure that I have very subtle blush and it's not as bright as it is right now. Let's finally move to my Makeup Revolution corrector palette. You can use any corrector palette, guys. It doesn't have to be Makeup Revolution. It can be absolutely any other palettes with cream color. And you know that I use most of the time yellow corrector, and I mix it with some lipsticks to create the most beautiful and natural, I guess, looking blush. But today I want to mix it with a little bit darker shade. This is really old Prot lipstick, Intense Noir lipstick from Makeup Revolution as well, and it's kind of vampy style lipstick, but I want to mix it with a little bit different color. It's not as yellow as this one. It's a little bit brighter, kind of like deeper undertone, and has some brown to it. We're gonna grab a little bit of my lipstick over my finger and then just mix it together. Maybe I'm gonna add a little bit more of Karl Lagerfeld. This one is a bit more pink. Oh, that is so much better. And let's use this shade over my blush, and it's gonna have an ombre blush effect. We're gonna get started from the middle, I guess, of my cheekbone, and then gradually bring this higher. But just let's blend the color into the previous shade. To the same e.l.f. palette. And let's bring this over my blush this way. Let's focus on my eyes. We're going to NYX eye primer. Set my lid with a beige color. You can pick some white shade. It doesn't really matter, guys. Whatever, maybe even translucent powders can work pretty well. Today we're going to be going with my Beauty Bay Fiery 2.0 eyeshadow palette. And you know that I use this palette a lot and I really love it. So if you're interested, you can check out my review that I did about 4 years ago, or maybe even 3 years ago. And I did a full test, full review, and I still really love the palette. With my Morphe M433 blending brush, I want to pick up the color Spice, and it's orangey brown shade that's going over the entire lid. These eyeshadows, they're pretty buildable and blendable, but at the same time, there's a small problem with the fallouts. I'm going to cover my lid because of the fallouts and start from the center of the lid. It looks like orange, more like orange color, with a little bit smaller brush and soft beige brown color on top of the Spice. The color is Bagel, and I'm going to use my paper, and I will probably just get a little bit of this color on top of my crease. I don't want to do again anything crazy. I want to add this color and this one, in the center of my lid. I don't want to bring this in the inner and outer corners, just only in the center. And the shades I'm working with is Sun and Tiger. I love using wet brushes to transfer any shimmers, and with this palette, I guess you can do both. You can even use your finger and it's gonna work pretty well. But finger is gonna be a little bit messy. I want to still focus on precision in the look. That is the main reason why we're going with Tiger first, or you can use Sun first and then go with Tiger. We're gonna cover my lid from shimmers and then just bring this right here. This is my first color, and then we're going with the Sun. I want to start with black eye pencil, and you can actually use any other pencils, or you can go with a cool tone gray color. And I'm going from the outer corner of my eye, getting this really close to my lash line. We're gonna start from the outer corner of my lower lid. You can see, create line from the bottom like this, kind of like a straight line, and then go back. That's it. It's gonna look rough and weird at first, but you can tell that we have a tiny shape there. And then I will use the same pencil over my waterline. Now to a very important part, we're gonna blend out the line. I will start from the outer corner, and I use my tiny brush. This one is extremely old, and I showed it this guys so many times on my channel because it has a round shape, almost kind of like half a round shape, and it's super thin. That is the main reason why it's one of my favorite brushes when I work with some details and I need to blend out some precise lines. If you feel like you need to pat a few times with your finger, it's totally optional. And then we're kind of going over my waterline. If it turned out to be a little bit too much, you can always use your beauty blender and just pat a few times. I want to add black. I think black eyeshadows, they're going to make sure that we have very nice shape, and then on top of it we're going to place more shimmers. I'm going to start with the color Raven from the same palette, and I want to get this right here. Let's connect both my lash line in the outer corner and get the color on any leftovers from the bagel. You're kind of good to go. Let me do a little bit more color on top of my shade. I will use pointy brush, and I want to add at first this pretty firework shade and then a little bit of shimmers color Kisses. We're going to mix them together, but at first we're using firework and then on top only Kisses, because when you mix it, still it doesn't look that good. Let's go with Kisses. I'm going to do the same thing over my lower lid, but I want to skip on fireworks. I feel like it's probably too heavy for the lower lid, and I will connect both of the lines. Finally, in the inner corner, this is totally optional if you don't have this. It's pretty similar color to Kisses. I have Huda Beauty Matte and Metal liquid eyeshadows, and I have very beautiful eyeliner that is almost dry. In the inner corner, just a spark. What if I add a little bit more? I would probably add a little bit of black eyeliner over my lash line. I'm not going to create any thick lines. My first mascara is I Love Crazy Volume Mascara from Essence. And second mascara is, again, I Love Crazy Volume Mascara from Essence, but this one is waterproof. Let's do this Kat Von D lipstick. It's actually called Lolita, and it's not going to dry out. It's going to have some gloss to it, and it's going to stay the way we apply this on. Let me get my lip liner first, and then we're going to probably see how it's going to look. I added a little bit of lip balm. I used some lip balm over my lips because this is the best way to get your lip liner on. Use Lolita. I have Dior Velvet 886 Enigmatic shade. Okay guys, and this is the final result, and this is it. I love how this makeup look turned out. I feel like it's still a hint of summer, but a little bit of fall vibes, but it's September only. I guess we're gonna go deeper when it's gonna be October or maybe November. We'll see. I haven't decided yet, but if you want me to create a matte probably like smoky eye makeup look, I'm gonna do maybe like part 2 of my fall makeup tutorial. I love you all guys so much, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye bye.